The city of Newcastle upon Tyne, or simply Newcastle, is renowned for its important role that it played in the Industrial Revolution of the United Kingdom. A lot of industrial workers lived in Gateshead, which is right across the Tyne River from Newcastle. These workers had to travel across the river day and night in order to work. Before the mid 1800s, they relied on ferries, leading to congestion and pollution from heavy naval traffic. This all changed with the construction of the high level bridge, which facilitated travel, saved time, and helped reduce the water pollution. In the late stages of the Industrial Revolution, Newcastle started losing its reputation and production started declining. Near the start of the new millennium, the Gateshead Council announced a new project. They wanted someone to design a bridge with a slick new design that would still allow ships to pass under it, did not obstruct the quayside, and most importantly, did not take the spotlight away from the already existing historical bridges connecting the two cities. The winning design was awarded to an architectural firm called Wilkinson Eyre, and their design was what we know today as the Gateshead Millennium Bridge. The realization of this project required collaboration from many different professionals. The civil engineers ensured that the structure could withstand environmental forces, support dynamic loads, and anchor securely on both riverbanks without disrupting the waterway. Their role was all about safety, durability, and the integration of the bridge into the existing landscape. Next were the mechanical engineers. They focused on the rotational motion of the bridge. To date, that kind of motion had never been done before at such a large scale. They designed the bridge's tilting system, which is powered by hydraulic rams and powered by 8 electric motors. They also made the design choice of using self-aligning bearings. These special bearings are self-aligning, self-lubricating, they require little to no maintenance, they perform excellent under high loads and stress, and they have a very long lifetime. Last but not least were the urban planners. They played a vital role in shaping how the bridge fits into the cities. They ensured that it connected important public spaces on both sides of the river, promoted pedestrian and cyclist traffic, and matched the architectural vision of a modern, accessible city. Their focus was on how people would experience the bridge, visually, socially, and practically. They also had to ensure that this bridge still gave a nod to the rich history of the region. This cultural landmark has socially impacted the local community in many ways. The surrounding region saw a big boost in tourism as people were intrigued to visit a city with such a rich history. This bridge helps tell a story of Newcastle and Gateshead, as the older bridges are not hidden by this bridge. Another nice touch to this bridge is that it is made of steel, which was one of the most prominent materials exported out of Newcastle during the Industrial Revolution. All this together strengthens the identity of the community, and this bridge is just one of many art pieces found in the city that helps stimulate economic growth. The design team also worked hard to reduce the environmental impact that this bridge has on the surrounding ecosystem. One of the first choices that helps do so is the use of steel in its construction. Steel has a high strength-to-weight ratio, which allows for lighter structures, minimizes foundation sizes and ground disturbance, which preserves the surrounding ecosystem. Steel is also highly recyclable, and it supports circular economy principles and reduces the carbon footprint over the bridge's life cycle. As it can be observed from the orange diagram, steel can either be reused for new projects or sent into production to create new steel, which will eventually be used in construction. The bridge is also conveniently designed so that any litter left on the bridge rolls into collection bins when the bridge goes up, rather than letting the litter fall in the river. The bridge incorporates a carefully designed lighting system that reduces light pollution by using focused, energy-efficient fixtures to illuminate only necessary areas, protecting the night sky and nearby habitats. Just like any other large-scale project, there were a few professional concerns in play. The two main ones include budget overruns and delays. These concerns are very common in large-scale projects as taxpayers want to benefit from the project as soon as possible and without having to pay an arm and a leg. Another voiced concern during the construction of this bridge was the pollution that it would cause. The population was worried that the construction of the Gateshead Millennium Bridge would disrupt the Tyne River ecosystem. The construction created noise pollution, which disrupted the aquatic life, especially during pile driving or heavy equipment use. Another concern was that accidental chemical spills from construction equipment would enter the water. Lastly, the population was worried that the temporary reduction in water flow would have a negative impact on the boat's access and wildlife access during the bridge's assembly and installation. The design team did a pretty good job at answering ethical concerns. Ethics guided the construction process through decisions that prioritized safety and sustainability. This kept the workers safe and avoided damages to the environment. The bridge was mostly built off-site and moved into place in one go. This made the process safer and faster, and it meant less time blocking the river. Equity was addressed not only through physically connecting Gateshead and Newcastle, but also by involving the public in the design selection. A competition allowed residents to vote on the final design, ensuring that the bridge reflected community needs and values. Accessibility was a key part of the bridge's layout. The bridge was designed for pedestrian and cyclists, and one of its most important accessibility features is its slope of 1 to 20. This meets the requirements for wheelchair users and people with limited mobility. Lastly, the design team also thought of the visually impaired. Before the bridge tilts, there are doors that prevent the public to be on the bridge while it's moving. The public was still concerned, as visually impaired people can still start their journey along the bridge before the doors close. To answer this, the design team designed the bridge to play a very loud sound before it moves, letting the visually impaired know not to go on the bridge. One of the most efficient ways to tackle concerns is to employ system thinking. Systems thinking encourages project managers to view the project with an open mind and consulting with various professionals. It encourages design teams to think about how all the small systems in their projects interact with each other. This helps identify the complex interrelationships between different stakeholders, environmental factors that are at play, and the optimization of operational processes. By anticipating how different elements interact and by engaging with a wider range of professionals early on, design teams can better foresee potential problems and adjust their strategies proactively.